how the impact of a housing shortage is being felt in our region.
Yes, as James Mahon reports, rising house prices and a lack of rental properties are leaving some people in Dumfries, especially students and young professionals, struggling to find a place to call home.
Farrell commutes more than an hour round trip from his family home in Castle Douglas to work at this Dumfries gym. He, like so many other young Scottish professionals, wants to find a place of his own.
There's very few properties come up. Obviously there's opening and there's a lot of interest in every single property. I think especially people sort of my age, young man, stuff like that, it tends to be frowned upon a bit more because I was thinking they're going to be partying and things like that, although for me a lot of my time spent working.
Farrell lives with his mother and grandmother and has been trying to find a flat for 3 months.
I've only been self-employed for 8 months or so now. The books for at least 2 years before you can even be considered for a mortgage, so it's impossible for me to even get a place to buy, and even at the moment if you're wanting to buy, the market's really high. It's really just an impossible task.
Mike Staples has spent 20 years in the property sector and is concerned by the challenges so many are facing across Dumfries and Galloway.
We're seeing a really notable shift in lack of available housing, particularly lack of housing for younger people and suitable housing for older people. People are finding it very hard in the rental market, but also houses in the private market are selling quickly and overvalue. So it's very difficult for people to get on the housing ladder.
Staples is working to try and build suitable affordable housing similar to this estate.
We're actually engaged with about 25 communities in Dumfries and Galloway right now, and we've really found that over the last 2 or 3 months there's been a surge in approaches from new community organisations. This project in particular has piqued people's interest and imagination.
As well as a lack of construction during the COVID crisis, a range of other factors are leading to the housing shortage.
I think the narrative around housing has changed locally. Some of the issues that have been pertinent to other parts of Scotland, particularly the Highlands, for a long time, such as second home ownership, Airbnbs, are really beginning to strike a chord here in Dumfries and Galloway.
Some Dumfries business owners are deciding to move away from commercial property and more towards residential outlets as demands grow and grow for renters from all across the world.
We have them from like Malaysia, Bangladesh, Indonesia. We get them from all over the world, and these people are absolutely desperate. And the reason why they're coming here is because we've got such a great university here.
One of the less fortunate students who has spent 6 months trying to find a place to live is Rocio from Argentina, who has no choice but to live in a Dumfries B&B when she makes the move across the world in a few days' time.
I sent messages on every Facebook group I found. I asked my classmates if they knew anything to go student accommodation, shared accommodation, or private, whatever. And I also asked for the university, but the options they offered were very, very expensive.
Estate agents told ITV that they have no accommodation available, with one property manager explaining that she gets a dozen calls a day from prospective renters for her portfolio of 70 homes, which are all taken. James Mahon, ITV News, Dumfries.
Fascinating insights to the housing problem.